Morning all, hope you're alright. Right, well, I was going to do a video every day, just on current events and stuff and anything new that's coming out. The one I done yesterday has already been taken down by YouTube, so already they've had that video, and I've put an appeal in for it because they said that the reason for it was medical misinformation. But the information that I gave was from VAERS reporting system. That's not medical misinformation. That's what people have actually reported. That's what the system is there for. But, you know, the censorship now, guys, is astonishing. They're after my accounts. I'm not technical minded in any way, shape or form, and I'm not going to pretend to be. I'm guessing they link it through the email, the IP address or whatever. So that's obviously what they've done, and they've taken it. Well, they said if I do it again, then I could be kicked off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to brand new Tube and BitChute, and hopefully they'll be able to stay on there. It's a bit of a nightmare. I got no platform at the moment. I'm on Gab and Don't Vax Me. But I haven't spent enough time on it really. I'm trying to figure out how to work it and whatever. But yeah, the censorship now is crazy, and if you can't see that now, it's really obvious, and the whole thing yesterday, I mean, that was a sting, wasn't it, for a lot of us to have to watch that, and personally, although I feel deflated, I've still got hope, and I've still got faith, and I still think the military are in charge. And March the 4th was the original inauguration day, and maybe that's the case. We just have to keep an eye on it. But it was a stinger yesterday. It's just that this isn't just about Democrats and Republicans. This is not about that at all. This is about literally good and evil. It wasn't that long ago where we were, it's blatantly even if obviously Biden has done nothing in the 40 years he's been in politics, anyway, nothing of value. He's done corrupt stuff, obviously, that we know about, his connections to the CCP for a start, and through his son Hunter, and we've seen the photos. Joe can't keep his hands off little children live on TV. We know that he's part of a massive paedophile ring, huge, and it's not just about whether we have a new president, and this is about the cabal, and everything surrounding it is just, it's insane. And if that was the case and Joe did get in, and whatever, there's going to be civil war, isn't there? Because you've got 80 million plus pissed off Americans, armed. Do you know what I mean? It's going to cause a civil war, But the whole thing with Trump wasn't about Trump saving the world. It was about waking us up, and that is what's happened, especially over the last 4 years. Nobody can deny that. We can argue all day long on it. And if he was part of the cabal, why did he bring all that information to light? It would have been easier to just put him in, and then he would have just carried on his wars like Hillary would have done. But he didn't, did he? Because he hasn't dropped any bombs. He's actually reversed that and made peace deals. The first president in I don't know how long. For people who say that he doesn't do anything, he's done so much more. And it's only when you look, the media, 98% negative press for Donald Trump. That's never ever happened. In the meantime, in the alternative news and in the mainstream news, they're telling us about Hunter's laptop and about the stuff that's on it and the ties to China, foreign interference, right, which is treason. And yet he sat in there this morning. I went downstairs and my mum had the news on in the kitchen, and there was some guy with his son saying, that Joe had helped him with his stammer, and he was an amazing man, and he loves everyone. And I just thought, oh God, it's actually nauseating. It's nauseating, and I've seen a lot of You know, I knew it was going to come anyway from the other side of the people who think that Q was a psyop and whatever, so I knew that it was going to happen. But, you know, if we're wrong, we're wrong. It'd be the best psyop ever to hit humanity. But, you know, where does that leave us, though? You know, it's going, oh, you were wrong and we were right. Well, it still leaves us with a president who's treasonous, you know, and to show that it was okay to cheat. Because some woman even said on Sky News yesterday, something like, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter if we cheated, we need to unite, or something like that it was. And I was like, what? Do you know what I mean? Because if that's the case, then every single one from now on in is going to be whatever they want, you know? And I know the two-party system, you know, I know how it works, but this time it was definitely different. And I still think that the military are in charge. I do think that, and we just need to see what's going to come out now in the next couple of days or whatever. I'm not denying yesterday was horrible. It was, you know, and I think all of us had a touch and go moment. But, you know, bit of sleep and a bit more energy and back on it and just see what goes on. But we can't leave it, you know, nobody, when people say, oh, everyone just sat back trusting the plan, nobody sat back trusting it. They did trust the plan, and we still do, but we haven't been idle in that. We haven't just sat down and just let everyone else get on with it, as many of you know. You know, we have been active and doing, and it's going to be the people anyway. It was never going to be Donald Trump. It was always going to be the people to wake up to what's going on in the world first, because the truth is nobody moves unless they're uncomfortable. Nobody does. They'll stay there. And my friend said to me earlier, and you know, she actually made a really good point actually, that the only way is when people will kick off is if they stop, or when they stop furlough, because then it's really affecting them. You know, it's crazy to watch people have their businesses ruined over a lie, and you know, they won't stand up. They won't even take a mask off. You know, you've got people, non-compliance is key. It is key, and most people are complying, you know, but because some people shouting from the rooftops that you've got to do this and do that, and you know, they're not actually doing anything themselves. You know, they're still paying their council tax, still paying their tax. People are too scared to do this thing. I know. I done it and I lost everything. Not because I was wrong, because we live in a very corrupt system, and the only people who are going to change that is us, right? But we need to stop arguing and stop fighting and stop being divided and start looking and seeing what, and being active, because this massive divide down the middle, well, it's divided in many ways actually, because obviously we got people who are believe in different things, and you know, from their perception then they're acting on that perception. So we have got different, you know, but we, you know, and this is why do you think they're taking people down? It's not because I'm dangerous to you. It's because the ones that are being taken down is because they're dangerous to the system, the broken system that we're all aware of, the failing system that we're all aware of. That's what it is. You know, we have to do it. We do. But we need to learn the truth first, or we're not going to act. Nobody moves unless they just don't. You know, that's obvious. And, you know, which is why we desperately try to tell you to, so that, you know, lots of people learn this the hard way. And we're just trying to show you the truth so you don't have to learn the hard way, you know? Skip that side of it. We're not here to cause disruption, and, you know, we're not here to piss you off. We're not here to make you angry. We're not here to divide anyone. We know that we all have to be united, and sometimes that comes out as, you know, desperation and frustration and anger, because we know what's at stake. This is huge. This is so massive, and it involves, and I understand, right, that it's scary. Anyone who's looked into this and gone down the rabbit hole knows that, right? And that's why a lot of people hold on to their safety bubble, because the alternative is unthinkable. But unless we bring it to light, we can't move forward. We can't pretend that none of this goes on. We can't pretend that child abuse, you know, doesn't go on and it's rife. And I'm not, you know, I mean, it's beyond evil, right? And we can't turn a blind eye to it. The same as injection. I'm not going to say the other word because I don't know what algorithms are being, I don't know what's picking me up either on the algorithms. Same with injections. It's evil when you realise what it's for, what it's about, what it's always been about, and that it never worked. And when you know, research historically, you'll see what happened. It's always been the same. That reclassification of disease to keep you scared, the germ theory to keep you scared. Without the germ theory, they can't do what they've done, and they'll never be able to do it again. But we can't move forward until people understand what's actually going on. And that's what some of us are just trying to do. We're just trying to show you. And I know sometimes we come across as really harsh, but, you know, we get a lot of shit for it. We do. We get a lot of crap for it. And sometimes it gets on top of us and we lash out like I do sometimes. But I don't mean you any harm. Honestly, I really don't. I want everybody to be happy and healthy and live a peaceful life. But right now we're in a state of war, psychological war, an information war, a spiritual war, you know, and hopefully not a civil war. I hope that things get resolved, and I am hopeful. I've still got my faith, and I'm just going to keep an eye on things, you know, and nothing's solid, but I'm keeping an eye on things. I have to anyway, because I can't do anything, so I'm just observing. But yeah, so I know today was yesterday was a bit of a shocker, but let's just, you know, get over there and look, because, you know, it is highly possible, and I think they are. The military is still in charge. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. There are so many different angles, and, you know, the art of war then. If we're confused, the enemy is confused. If we knew what was going on exactly, you know, to the perfectly, then they would, you know. And this whole 5D chess thing is real. That's real. You know, we all know that chess is a strategic game. 5, 6, 7 steps ahead. I don't believe all this came to light for nothing. I really, really don't, because what would have been the point? They could have implemented their New World Order years ago. If Trump was part of it, they could have, because he would have just carried it on. Why would he bring everything out? And he has. You know, from 2016, the amount of information that has come to light has been huge. You know, the WikiLeaks dumps and everything else. We can see it. It's evidence. We know these people are evil people, and we have to stop what's going on. But we have got to play a part in that as well. We have to. We can't sit on our asses any longer. I did see it's circling. I hope it's true about the 30th of January, and, you know, basically England and, well, the UK defying lockdown and opening all your businesses up. Do it, because this is a huge lie. This is a huge lie. And you're losing your livelihoods because of it. And you're allowing it, and it's illegal and unlawful and criminal and treasonous and tyrannical. It's got to stop, you know. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I don't know if perhaps this one will sneak through. I don't think I've sworn on this one, but yeah, I'm going to try and do one every day perhaps, or every other day maybe, and see how long I last. Right, I gotta go. My phone's ringing. I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.